At the corner of Twain and Fairmount Avenues in Grantville sit 79 apartments housing the formerly homeless. The complex, called Stella, opened in December of last year. Residents pay deeply subsidized rents and have on-site services to help them live healthier lives. Stephen Russell, president and CEO of the San Diego Housing Federation, says San Diego needs more of this. A lot more.
Well, we have been absolutely heartbroken over the fate of folks who are living in the streets of San Diego. We've seen what a terrible cost it is to them, to their health, to our common health, and to the quality of our neighborhoods. We believe that we have an opportunity now to resolve that.
Russell says the $900 million in bonds that Measure A would raise could fund construction of 7,500 affordable homes for the chronically homeless and those at risk of becoming homeless.
We want to create a safety net for seniors, veterans, people living with disabilities, and youth who are transitioning out of foster care so that they would not be at risk of homelessness. They're disproportionately homeless in terms of the populations as a whole.
Russell adds that the local money could be matched 3 to 4 times over with state and federal subsidies, which could work as a local stimulus program as the region recovers from the pandemic.
We believe that as a property tax, it spreads so thin over so many people that it's relatively modest, and that it really provides an opportunity for us to create a safety net that is so clearly lacking as we saw during this pandemic.
Measure A would be paid back with an increase to property taxes, and how much you pay depends on the assessed value of your home. For every $100,000, you'd pay about $3 extra in the first year. So say the county assesses your home's value at $600,000. In year one, you'd pay about an extra $1.50 per month. That would gradually increase to about $10.50 per month by the end of the decade. If you're a renter, some of those costs may be passed on to you.
You keep giving the bureaucracy more money to spend, they're never going to have any incentive to implement those reforms and regulations.
City Council member Scott Sherman is voting no on Measure A. He points out that with interest, the measure would cost $2.1 billion over 46 years. He says building affordable housing is too expensive and that the government should focus on lowering the cost of construction before raising taxes.
Politicians told you, oh, it's just a small little bit of tax. It won't amount to much. It's not that much out of your budget. Well, if you keep doing that time and time again, it finally adds up to where now it's almost half the cost of building housing in this city.
Sherman is referring to a 2015 study from Point Loma Nazarene University that found regulations account for up to 47% of the cost of housing in San Diego. With subsidized affordable housing, Sherman says the state should end the requirement to pay construction workers higher wages, called prevailing wage,
which by everybody's account ups the cost of those units by 20 to 25%. I'd much rather get that done without prevailing wage, save that 20%, and build more units with that money.
Measure A has been endorsed by the County Democratic Party, affordable housing builders, and organizations that serve the homeless. It also won support from the San Diego County Taxpayers Association, the Associated General Contractors San Diego, and the Building Industry Association of San Diego County. It's opposed by the County Republican Party, the San Diego Union Tribune editorial board, 3 city council members, and conservative radio host Carl DeMaio. Measure A needs a 2/3 majority from city voters to pass. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.